Alright y'all, so Beetlejuice is on the horizon, and some critics and content creators have been able to see it first at the Venice Film Festival. And y'all, I can't wait to check out these reactions, because that first Beetlejuice, it's a classic, man. I want to know how this legacy sequel measures up to the original. So, without further ado, let's check out the first reactions to Beetlejuice. Let's do it. Alright, so first and foremost, I've got my best friend here, Ren Geekness, who, lucky you got to see it early, man. I'm so happy for you. Definitely go check out his channel, Ren Geekness, if you get a chance. I'll have a link down in the description. But I got my man here who says, Beetlejuice is quintessential Tim Burton, delightfully zany, mean-spirited, and macabre, and narratively all over the place. Its wacky energy immerses us in its cartoony world, but it's too heavily plotted for its own good, unable to balance all its threads compellingly. Okay, so it sounds like a lot is going on. There's a lot to like. It's zany, narratively all over the place though. So it sounds like there's a lot of delight to be had, but at the same time, it can't quite balance all that it's trying to do, which I will say in the trailer, it does look like it's a little packed, but thank you, Ren. Let's move into Emma Sassic, who says, Beetlejuice is ghoulishly fun. Burton honors his first film with throwbacks, all while expanding his characters and world to make a delightful new story. The whole cast got the assignment and delivers plenty of laughs, so many great set pieces in the afterlife too, and that's something I did see in the trailer. The sets, the practical effects look really awesome in this movie, like bringing it back to that original Beetlejuice where it was just so visually intriguing, and the practical effects were just so excellent. I mean, just amazing. It's nice to sound that it sounds like at least they have used those same mechanics here and really tried to recreate some of that old magic, guys. We've got Whitlock and Pope, who says, Beetlejuice, the long-awaited return of Tim Burton's ghost with the most. Despite game efforts from Michael Keaton and Catherine O'Hara, the results are decidedly middling in this overstuffed, undercooked, fitfully amusing legacy sequel. Oh man, undercooked! Woo! That's pretty rough right there. Undercooked. Man, it sounds like some ideas that it tried to juggle. Maybe it just tried to do too many things, but wow, undercooked. But hey, I'm glad to hear the legend himself, Michael Keaton, did a great job. Catherine O'Hara, but what about Jenna? What about Winona Ryder? I wanted to see if they did well too. The premiere is actually currently going on right now as well. So hey, hopefully those two did great as well, which they seem like they'd be a good mother-daughter duo. We're moving on here with Screen International, says Beetlejuice. This is part of their review. Says Michael Keaton and Winona Ryder take a ghoulish trip down memory lane in Tim Burton's full-blooded sequel. So that one didn't dive into too many details, but I'm really hoping like this feels like a legit sequel to Beetlejuice, not just like stomping on legacies or anything like that. I really hope that it's a strong sequel. Sounds like it's at least really, really good, but hopefully we have us a great legacy sequel. We've got The Playlist, who says Beetlejuice review. Tim Burton is back and at his best in decades. And listen, we've had some schlock lately. I mean, Wednesday was great. Don't get me wrong. Wednesday was fantastic. But we've had like Dumbo and the Alice in Wonderland stuff, which was okay. But we've had some kind of like misses from Burton in quite a few years, so I'd love to hear that. It sounds like it's a nice return to form from him, which earlier Ren said it sounds like it's that zany, kind of macabre, same stamp that Tim Burton puts on a lot of his stuff, but in a good way. And hopefully as good as Wednesday, because Wednesday has been really, really good. But we've got from Discussing Film, who says, Beetlejuice 2 is a chaotic and amusing sequel that is far better than many recent Tim Burton films, but doesn't come near to the quality of any of his classics. Okay, so it had me a little worried there. I thought they were going toward the far better than the original. I was about to say, okay, well, hold on, man. Like, you can't just say that this is far better than the classic. I mean, well, maybe it might be a hot take, but I did like Top Gun Maverick more than I like Top Gun. But I guess, you know, I was like, oh wow, that's a lot of praise. But yeah, it sounds like, you know, it's back to that chaotic, that energetic Tim Burton, like zany, dark, kind of gothic stamp that he's so like known for. Sounds like he's back in full force, back from like a schlock of not so great movies. So that's nice to see that he's back, but it sounds like not quite at the tip of Burton's career. The Edward Scissorhands, the big movies, the Beetlejuice, the big stuff. It sounds like he's not quite back to that. So let's continue. We've got Indiewire says starring Jenna Ortega, Winona Ryder, and more new and returning stars. Tim Burton has married his jamboree of gags, visual spectacle, and charming practical effects with a distinctly human tale. And then on the actual picture says Tim Burton's delightfully inventive sequel stays loyal to original cult classic while deepening human stakes. And wow, it sounds like they really decided to dive deeper into a more human story. I like that. But I love hearing that the charming practical effects here were really doing well throughout the film. A distinctly human tale. Man, this sounds awesome. I like, some of the reviews are saying it's like middling. This one definitely sounds like a more positive review. It sounds like maybe this reviewer had a really good time with the effects, the dark, macabre nature, the zaniness. I'm down, man. Let's continue. We've got Mo Mashati. Hope I'm saying that right. Says Beetlejuice is full of shtick, jokes revisited, Keaton doing extra, O'Hara being a kicked up Delia, Ryder still being strange and an unusual, and Ortega staying angsty. Everything this type of sequel should be. So it sounds like, hey, this is a good thing. I'm like, huh? I'm reading along this. I'm like, hey, I'm not upset with how this is going so far, but yeah, like a shticky, jokes revisited, like you gotta expect that out of the legacy sequels. They usually come back around to the jokes and joke around and come back and use the same things. Man, I gotta rewatch Beetlejuice. It's been way too long for me. And then we've got, last but not least here, we've got Vanity Fair, which says Beetlejuice is yet another legacy sequel that serves as a sad testament to the original film's ingenuity. And it says on the picture, Beetlejuice would have been better off dead. Oh my gosh. I just can't imagine a film with both Winona and Jenna being like not good. Also, 2 Netflix stars, but being not good, I don't know. I just like that bad to where it says would have been better off dead. Now, hold on now. I definitely want to watch this for myself because reviews seem to be quite mixed. You got, I feel like there's quite a few that are like, oh, it's good, but not great. It sounds like the consensus seems to be, it's good Burton, but not like peak Burton, not that Beetlejuice era, the Edward Scissorhands, the big Burton stuff. Like, it's not quite Batman and all that stuff. It's not quite classic peak Burton, but it is Burton way better than he's been in recent years with films, because the Wednesday show that he's executive produced has been great. So listen, if it means that I'm getting Burton better than what Burton was doing in the last few years, I'm down for that. That sounds to me like a really good time, really fun time. His stamp of practical effects really is something I think the industry needs right now. You know, we're really relying heavily on CGI and digital enhancement. I think we need that Burton-esque, goofy, practical look. Like, we need that back, and it's something unique that I think, while also being a legacy sequel, can be something that feels slightly refreshing in the run of films that we're gonna get. So y'all, listen, I'm excited for Beetlejuice. Y'all let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Did these reactions make you feel like you're less excited, more excited? For me, I'm still just as excited, guys. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and hey, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button down below, and we'll see you next time on Geekly Goods.